All right, what is going on? The mattress is back. In case anybody was, I know Aroni was missing the mattress. So I'm inside. I'll be able to see a little bit better. Yesterday, the end of the stream, it was a little rough. So hopefully it'll be better now. But today's gonna be a little shorter. And I know that I'm going quite a bit earlier than normal. And tomorrow, Naima, what's going on? And tomorrow I'll have to go quite a bit later. But I don't know how many more days in a row I'll be going live because we are no longer technically in quarantine. Our governor is kind of relaxing the rules. So in some of my school business, it's getting a little busier. So what's up, Mary? What's going on, William? So the next couple days will probably be much later. And today will be a little shorter. Nicholas, what is going on? Chile, right? No. Is it Chile? Or is it Ecuador? Nicholas, I can't remember. The mattress is back. It's back. Yeah, so thanks, Rod. Outside it was just a little too bright. So I figured it's beautiful out today though. Jamie is out doing some yard work, so I am going to help her with that. I also have to take my daughter to a voice piano lesson, voice/piano lesson, and I have some schoolwork to do. So today will be just a little bit shorter. Riza, what is going on? It's an old mattress. Same old mattress. Chili. Okay. Thought so. Thank you for that. Aroni. I don't know. I have. Yeah, I know who you meant, Nori. I got to give him a shout out. He right now is Dennis. What's going on from Russia? He is converting, or he's putting subtitles in Italian for the typical American school video. So if you are an Italian speaker, that might help. And I know it will help me because I will watch that video and then I will learn Italian with my own words. So it'll be an interesting way. But he volunteered to do it and I said, man, thank you. Absolutely. Couple other things I gotta get to. Yeah. Hopefully, maybe you saw the Office video. I broke down the Office episode called Conflict Resolution, and there were quite a few things in there that I thought might be difficult if you weren't American or if you were just, trying to learn English. Maybe a little more advanced learner, but I thought some of that would be helpful. Prepositions, that will be the next video. Prepositions, at, in, on. I will try to get that out by Saturday. But if I'm really lucky, I will get it out on Friday. A lot of people have asked me for the prepositions video. And if you liked that Office video, if it does well, I might put up a poll and ask what Office episode should I do next. I do know The Office really well. I know Friends really well, but Friends is not streaming on Netflix anymore, in the United States at least. It's only streaming on maybe HBO or NBC. It might be streaming there. So, and the last note before I get to questions. It's like Nori has some good ones. Sylvia, what's going on? All right, I heard, Sergey, what's going on? I heard something that just made me, just hurt me a little bit. I don't know how to describe it. But some Gen Xers, right? These are people, I think, in their teens and early 20s. We talk about boomer on here quite a bit. What's going on? Tomorrow, I'm going to go later for me. So I think it will be early in the morning for you. If you can join, I know it's really late right now. Thank you for joining. So boomer, we say that a lot, right? Boomer, I'm not technically a boomer, but I might act like a boomer. For instance, the Office video. I don't want to put clips on there because I don't want to get a copyright strike against me. But I don't even know how to do that. I see other YouTubers, they will put the clips in, but I'm a little worried about getting a copyright strike, and I'm a boomer. I don't know how to do it. So a term, boomers are usually over 70. We've talked about that. But the COVID virus, by some, really mean teenagers and people, young people. They call it the boomer remover. COVID-19. Pretty bad, I think. Boomer remover. Because, of course, the COVID-19 virus, the coronavirus, usually affects only older people. Not always, but mostly. All right, so I will have to cut this a little short, maybe about a half an hour, 40 minutes, but I'll try to get to as many questions as I can. All right, Naima, what? Our country will release a channel. What? No way. Naima, so Algeria, right? There's a channel in English? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So people in Algeria already know Arabic and French, maybe English. Chinese? Really? Wow, impressive. So Nori is wondering about... No way, 2 people from Hungary in here? I definitely know Nori is. Sylvia is from Hungary too? Maybe she'll answer. Okay, so length of time. So the 4 or 5 terms here. A short amount of time. You could say that. Short amount of time. Right? We could say that. A little bit of time. A little. Just a little time. Yeah, that works. Little bit. Yeah. Lil. We don't normally say that. That would be slang. Lil. Sometimes people say that, but mostly talking about like music artists. There's little bang bang, little bebop. I don't know all of them, but yeah, Lil, we just don't, even young people wouldn't say Lil in the United States or even write it. And then small amount of time. Yeah, you can use all of those for just a little bit of time. And again, I think we've talked about it's relative. You know, time is relative. So what is short, you know, depending on what it's compared to, really. Naima, yeah, let's talk about that again. Somebody asked that. And I think I use them interchangeably, to be honest. So I might, okay. All right. I think for when I say the future, like I will do a video on, and I think I'm talking more about the topic. But if I am going, so both, I guess you could say, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to do a video on this. I always use the preposition on when I say I'm going to make a video on. And I think that would be more educational, an educational video. But if you're just going to like film a video on TikTok or whatever, you might just say I'm gonna film, I'm gonna make, maybe not do. Stay away from do. Stay away from do. T-shirt sponsored by Haribo? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Can you see my T-shirt? I got this is the Grateful Dead, one of my favorite bands. They have dancing bears. If that's what you're talking about, Riza. Yes, I upgraded my chair. So my chair was in my office upstairs, and then my daughter needed it because she's doing a lot of work, actually remote learning we call it, for her school, her math. She's trying to get into the highest level of math for her high school. So she's been working a lot in her room, and she took a test today, got everything correct. So she's working really hard. So while she's doing this remote learning, she has the chair in her room, but it's on the same level. We're in the basement right now, and she's actually singing, getting ready for the voice lesson I have to take her to later on today. Mary, this is a good question. Is there a difference between divorce and splitting up? Maybe. Sometimes people say they're splitting up to be nice. We call that a euphemism. I've mentioned that a few times, euphemism. If I knew exactly how to spell it, I would spell it in the chat, but I think it will take too long. So euphemism, a nice way to say something that's uncomfortable. I have made a couple videos on euphemisms, about getting fired, about death. So it could be splitting up is actually divorce. They're just being nice about it. But some couples, if they say we're splitting up, it could be like friends. It could be a little bit like friends, like we're taking a break. So if they're splitting up, it also might mean we are going to live apart for a few months, maybe test it out. So it just depends on the person. You might have to ask, ooh, is it permanent? Meaning, is it forever? Is it permanent? And then they could give you more information. When I'm doing well. I'm just a little bit busy. It's a busy day today. Busy day. So I'll have to cut it a little short. But yeah, Nori talks about composing something. Composing. If you are a really high level filmmaker, you might say compose, but it does add a degree of creativity. It's like more creative. Composing a poem, composing a song. What I do, I would not say composing because it's more informative for the video. It's giving information out. But if you were shooting like beautiful landscapes and it was more like artsy, you might say composing. Ah, Sylvia, I wish I knew some Hungarian. I wish I knew. That, I've said it before. Hungarian. Magyar, right? Is Magyar? Scares me. Scares me. Just like German. Scares me. Naima is talking about watching American television series in French. So that's huge, I believe, because I often do that with my Italian, is that I know the story already in English. Right now I'm reading Il Piccolo Principe, The Little Prince, which is French originally. But I'm reading that in Italian right now, very, very slowly, with a lot of help. But it helps when you have a really good idea of what the story is about. So many people, maybe you are one of them, so many people have learned English through reading Harry Potter. It's a very famous series of books, translated into many languages. So if you know it in your native language, reading it in your target language could be really helpful. And of course, Friends, the series Friends. A lot of people have learned English through the help of the TV series Friends. Cecilia, what's going on? Yes, I'm in the basement. So let's see. William, I think it was. Where is it? Yeah, William is talking about Eminem songs. To be honest, it's now, I used to love Eminem. That was my jam. If we're gonna use a little slang there, my jam. Anything that you are really into, anything, you can say that's my jam. Maybe composing poetry, that's my jam. Maybe, I wouldn't say watching a TV series. Yeah, you could. Friends, you could say that's my jam. So before I had kids, I guess the turn of the century, 99, 2000, I was big into Eminem. But I would often read the lyrics because he does speak, rap, sing very quickly. And what he will do, I think better than anyone, is he will change the pronunciation of a word to make it fit, to make it rhyme with another word. And it shouldn't work. And it probably wouldn't work for anyone else, but he is a master at that. So you're going to get a lot of English at one time, and Aroni doesn't like it when I listen to Salmo. He is not quite as quick, doesn't rap as fast as Eminem, but he's pretty fast in Italian, and I like listening to it, but it takes me a long time, and I know he also rearranges words, but hey, if it's fun and you like it, do it. Yeah, Aroni brings up a great point. So instead of putting the clips in, I'll be safe, and then I can spend more time working on delivering the help you need for English, because I'm assuming you've watched the show. But with the video, I think I've made it so you actually don't have to watch the show. I use an example of Kevin and Angela for an example once, but I explained that Kevin's kind of a bigger guy. So even if you aren't a fan of The Office, there is a bird making a nest under my steps here. So I'm a little distracted. I would show you, but it would mess me up, I think. But yeah, there are two birds making a nest under the steps. Kind of cool. But I hope you liked the Office video. I tried to speak slowly, but not too slowly. I'm trying to understand your level of English, the people who watch this channel. And I think it's pretty high on average. I think it's a pretty high, intermediate, or even advanced level of English, people who tune in. No way. A coffee farm. William. That's pretty sweet right there. Even though I don't drink coffee, but that's awesome. The mattress. Sylvia, thank you so much. Some awesome people here. What? 3 Hungarians? No way. So when I look at my statistics, Hungarian doesn't show up in the top 10. Russian is number 1. I think I've mentioned that. Russian language is number 1. Number 2 is English. Number 3 is Italian. And number 4 is Portuguese. I believe it is Arabic, Vietnamese, Japanese, and I'm missing one. For the top, they only give me the top 10 languages, native languages of viewers. Oh, here's a good one, and it just jumped on me. Shore, beach, something. That's a good. Like when Jim and Pam. Oh, are you talking about the break? Yes, right. That's how far behind I am in the chat. Mary says, like Pam and Jim did. I just read yesterday that in season 9, I believe, early in season 9, Jim and Pam were actually supposed to split up more than they did. Of course, she had that weird thing with the camera guy. It never, she never cheated on Jim, but it was a little, she went to his house, went inside the house. I remember that part. Oh, I love Haribo. I don't know how to say it. It's a German company, right? The bears? Yes. I love those little gummy bears. They are the best. I missed a question. It was about shore. Okay. What's the difference, Zabeta? What's going on? What's the difference between lofts and shed? Shed. I have shown my shed. I've shown my shed before. And there is a term, she shed. A she shed. That is where the wife or the mom of the house might have her own special place. A she shed. Maybe her crafts are there. Maybe her gardening tools. Whatever is her jam. Whatever her jam is, she will have in her she shed. There's also something called a man cave. And a man cave is where the guy has all of his stuff. Maybe stereotyping here. Maybe some sports stuff. Maybe a big screen TV so he can watch some American football. The whole thing with a loft, though, a loft is it's going to be higher. Loft means it's above the ground. And a lot of times, loft is like an attic, the top part of the house, but you can actually see into it. So that's a loft. And sometimes people will sleep in the loft. If there is a small apartment, maybe like in New York City, they might have a loft that's actually part of the house that's an extra bedroom, maybe a small bedroom. So shed and loft are pretty different. Sheds are always outside and lofts are always inside. I suppose your shed could have a loft where you store things. Good question. Oh, here it is. Okay. I almost skipped Zabeta's question. I'm sorry. I almost missed it. Aniko, this is a great question because I believe they're pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same. So shore and seaside, same thing, same thing. Even coast. And those are the parts, the small part where the water and the sand meet. The beach and the water meet. Now, beach is much further. That can go all the way to the edge. And sometimes you might hear shoreline. So you can use those all interchangeably, except beach is just the sand, just the sand. But some people may say, I'm going to the beach today, I'm going to the shore today, I'm going to the coast, I'm going to the seaside. Those all work. All right, Ralphie. I don't think he's in here, but he left me a very nice comment on my video. Judith, welcome. Yeah, I went right after. Adam, what books do I recommend? How about this? I don't think this is too difficult, but it was one of my favorite books of last year. So, and the good thing about this is that it was made into a movie. And it was written by someone not white. So I try to just promote all types of people, and it seems like, you know, white people get a lot of attention anyway. This is a great book written by Angie Walker, maybe? It's an amazing book, written for high school, so maybe even middle school. And it talks about being black in the inner city and how sometimes police might assume you're doing something wrong even when you are not. And it's a great story that really gets into the mind of this girl, teenager. I think she's 16 or 17, and she witnesses her best friend being killed by a police officer. Now, the guy didn't do everything correct. And it can be seen from both sides. You can say, oh, I know how the police officer was feeling. I know how this young man was feeling. But it's a great book. Can't say enough about it. And I think the level is not too bad. Not too bad. Probably like a Harry Potter. And I can't help but think, whenever I say Harry Potter, I think of Prison Mike. Not Harry Potter, how he says it. I like that. And that's, okay, so Rogers is talking about, I don't know if he's talking to me or not, but that's one thing I'm not trying to do. I'm not trying to lose my accent. I'm not trying to sound like a native Italian speaker. And I hope all of you are not trying to sound like a American English speaker or a British English speaker. Keep your identity. But I do want to sound somewhat right. But I know my prepositions in Italian are really tough. Really tough. Yeah, Mary's talking about British television shows. To be honest, if I watch some of them, some of the idioms go right over my head. I don't understand them. We can say that when we don't understand something. It just went right over my head. I didn't understand it. It didn't stick. It didn't stick in here. Nori, I'm glad you're here. Zabeda, yeah. Just like take some some spray paint and just like graffiti it up. Yeah. I have a place to put this mattress. I could hide it. But it's part of me now. I can't move it. I can't move it. I have a whole room that is our basement. I showed it on a video one time where the oil tank is. I could shove the mattress in there. Shove. It's a good verb. When you just want to get rid of something. I could shove it in there. But I know at least Aroni likes it, and so many others are starting to love it. So maybe we should name the mattress. Gleb, how are you, my man? So if you look like somebody, yeah, yes, you could say that. I believe that's the correct form of bear. So bear a striking resemblance to, you look remarkably like so and so, without actually naming them. Yeah, you look remarkably like Joey. Yes, you bear a striking resemblance to Joey. Those are interchangeable. And yes, bear, that is the correct. We use that spelling of bear when something is empty. Something is empty. There's a nursery rhyme in English. Old Mother Hubbard mentions her cupboard was bare. Cupboard. I think I've mentioned this before. Cupboard. That's how we pronounce it, not cupboard. Cupboard. It's like a shelf with a covering. Cupboard. Cupboard. There. Riza, okay, so in my opinion, okay, for my Italian level, reading, speaking, and listening are all different levels. I would say I can read pretty well in Italian. I have a Stephen King book. I can't even read that. I might be able to read for the gist of it, like to get the overall idea, and I have read those books in English. But I would say my reading level is about a 5th or 6th grade, maybe, understanding most of it. My listening is not good, and my speaking is very bad. Very bad. I can say only the most simplest of ideas. But working on it every day, working on the listening right now. I think the speaking will come, but I need to know more of how the language is formed. Yeah, Naima, and a lot of Americans are like this. And I think and as you get older, it's certainly like this, right? So I don't care, right? I just try to be myself. And I think it takes too much time to worry about every little thing. So, and especially for this channel, you know, I will try to clean up some things a little bit. But if you see my room is a little messy, I don't care. I'm in a t-shirt. I'm not dressed up. It's like life is too short to worry so much about looks and stuff. So I would rather focus on other things. You know, being real, like you said, authentic. Look at that. We're in the same boat. Nicely done, Mary. That's a good term to use, meaning we are alike each other. We are in the same situation. We're in the same boat. William just used something. I want to repeat it. We have a saying in English that nothing is certain. And I could use inevitable. If you watched the Office video, we could use inevitable, meaning it is going to happen. We could say the only things in life that are inevitable are death and taxes. We often say those two things. Unfortunately, we are all going to die. Maybe they'll come up with some kind of cure. Not looking really good now. And then taxes. You are always going to be charged taxes. Here's the thing. April 15th in the US, tax day. Some of you might know this, tax day. But because of the coronavirus, the government has moved taxes due until July 15th. I think the first time ever, first time in my life, first time since I've been paying taxes, it was inevitably due on April 15th, but oh no. The win. Yeah, I think that's a great way to practice getting that down. But I believe you're a native Vietnamese speaker. So, that's going to be so much harder than someone coming from Italian or Spanish. Italian and Spanish, I think, might be the closest. French and Portuguese, your accents are a little bit, maybe it's just to my ear, I don't know. But, and Dutch, maybe Dutch. Dutch is a Germanic language. Or maybe Danish and Swedish, Norwegian. Not Finnish. Finnish is not a Scandinavian language. Did you guys know that? Finnish. It really is unrelated to most other languages. I believe Estonian and Finnish are similar. Mary, I haven't seen that movie, The Loft. She Shed. Yes. There is a funny commercial about the she shed where it's a tongue twister and it's an insurance commercial and this woman's she shed has burned. I don't remember if it is, man, can I put a link? I'm going to try something. I'll try to put a link to something here and we'll see if it works. Her she shed burned down. It's actually pretty funny. The She Shed commercial. Yep, it's State Farm. I'll see if I can link it here. The sound's off, so let's see if the boomer can do something with technology here. And normally I wouldn't take this much time out, but it might be worth it. Maybe if you watch it now or you watch it later. Can I link something here? We'll see. We'll see. I'm so far behind in the chat. Yeah, the man cave, as Aroni said, is usually off from the house. I don't really have a man cave, but the closest thing is where I do the live streams upstairs. I think I did it this weekend upstairs, maybe Sunday or Saturday. Right, what time is it? I need to go fairly soon. Yes, what's going on, man? Welcome back. I am using my phone. I'm going to try to get a couple more quick ones here at the end. So I just jumped all the way down. Look at that. That works. I think when I get off here, if you all want to, you can watch the She Shed commercial. They burned her she shed down. All right. I don't think I got to all the questions. Maybe I did. I gotta get out of here though. Gotta get out of here. So I will try to put the link up for tomorrow's chat. It will be. Even though we're not in quarantine anymore, things are opening up and my school is getting a little bit busier. I do have some meetings coming up that I need to do to get to. So I will still try to go every day. It might be a little bit shorter, or at really late in the day for me, or really early in the day for me. That might work also. And I'll try to give you the time about 24 hours before, at least the day before. I'll try to give time. My phone, I'm using the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's a good phone. I'm not sponsored by Apple, of course, but I just use a lot of Apple stuff. I have been for a while because my school district, the state that I teach in, they give us MacBooks. They give us to use. So we use a lot of Google and we use a lot of Apple, and they usually go together pretty well. Even YouTube has gotten in on the Apple bandwagon. Bandwagon. You guys know that, right? Bandwagon. All right. Cecilia, I mentioned you in the office video because you're a Pisces. Jamie is a Pisces. We talked about that. I think we talked about it that day, so I was able to insert that. So thank you all for joining. Mary, thank you. Sorry it couldn't be longer. We went 40 minutes, 41 minutes. So thank you. Ataya, that's a new name. Ataya Khan, how are you? Welcome. So we will try to do this tomorrow. I will do it Thursday. Both of those days will be later though. They will be later, about 8 o'clock p.m. my time, New York time, right? 8 o'clock. But I'll try to, Larissa, what's going on? I didn't know you were here. Maybe at the beginning I did. Maybe at the beginning. All right, thank you guys. Yes, I have Bears on my t-shirt. One of my favorite bands, The Grateful Dead. They had a guy that worked for them. His name was Bear. Oh, Jamie. Jamie's in, I don't know if she's inside now, but, oh, Nikita, what's going on? No, not another session tonight, but tomorrow night we will. Jamie's not working, so we're really busy today. I'm going to help Jamie outside. I have to do something for my own school. Jamie has, Nicholas, yes, thank you. My daughter has a voice lesson, so it's a little busy today, a little busy. But thank you all for joining. I know we always do it on my schedule, so I'm so happy that you can join me, even though you're a little busy. So thank you so much. We'll get out of here. Adios, amigos. Try to say that all the time. Or I could say arrivederci. Arrivederci, amico mio. Amici. Amici miei. Right, I think you put the adjective at the end, right? I think you could say miei amici. But thank you guys. William, more than welcome. Prego. A domani. A domani. See you guys.